Hello, hello, and welcome to Everyday Tarot, your daily dive into the divine wisdom of the tarot. I'm your host, Camille A. Saunders, healer, tarot enthusiast, and professional witch, and today I'm talking about tarot and amber. Whether you're a seasoned tarot reader or just starting to explore, this podcast offers daily insights, intuitive messages, and practical advice drawn from the cards. Each episode is designed to help you connect with your inner wisdom, find clarity in your decisions, and tap into the energy of the universe. Tune in every day, Monday through Friday, for fresh perspectives and empowering guidance from the tarot as interpreted by me. If you love the show, the best way to support it for free is by listening daily, leaving a review, and subscribing or following in your favorite podcast app. If you love the podcast and want to support it further, you can join the Everyday Tarot Patreon family. Some benefits include getting an individual card pulled for you once a month live on the podcast, or if you'd like to support the podcast even further, you can get a one-time individual 5-card reading in addition to all the other benefits if you join the Witch level on the Patreon. I recently recorded an hour-long video episode for the new moon in Libra that we welcomed in on September 22nd, 2025. If you missed the live, you can check out the new moon in Libra collective tarot reading replay now to get all the latest info. I will be speaking at the Queer Joy Summit 2025 hosted by Colette Dalton this October. So the summit is a week long from October 13th to 19th, completely free and online, and it's all about centering queer joy as a survival, resistance, and connection technique. I'll be talking all about queering the tarot alongside an incredible lineup of queer artists, healers, rebels, and dreamers. Together we'll laugh, maybe cry, and remind each other that joy is not optional. It's ours right here, right now. The event is free to attend and you can sign up. I'll have the link in the show notes for that. And I would love you to join me there and the rest of the beautiful queer community. I was recently on Kayla Moore's Connected Pleasure podcast. You can check out my episode of Kayla's podcast, and I'll have it linked in the show notes, where we talked all about living by the body, dreaming of land, and weaving the future. You'll hear all about it in the episode, but Kayla and I were actually introduced by a colleague and met when I attended one of their sacred singing circles that they hold. As someone who grew up singing in choir, it was incredible to get to be in that space with her and colleague and connect with by singing in such an empowering, connected, and ritualistic way in her space in Gig Harbor. I also have had Kayla on my podcast. It will not be out yet. I'm collecting, doing a bunch of guest interviews, and then I'll put out a whole season of guest interviews at some point before the end of the year. I just did the 3rd one. So once we're up to 13, I'll package those together as a season. But yeah, if you want to learn more about Kayla right now, or if you listen to the podcast episode and are like, I want more, Kayla's actually in the middle of a launch for their one-on-one coaching container. I am an affiliate for them, but I do think they're amazing and do incredible work in the realm of the divine feminine. So Kayla's books are open for their launch period between October 6th and 12th. So starting very soon, starting today as this episode comes out. So Kayla's one-on-one program is an 8-week private journey for women who feel disconnected from their sexual desire and are ready to reclaim it on their own terms. Together, they will unravel the knots of shame, pressure, and conditioning that have silenced desire and begin reweaving connection to the body, erotic energy, and pleasure. It's a personal, intimate, personalized work where women learn practices to awaken desire, create safety in their bodies, and integrate pleasure into daily life. By the end of the journey, they will feel more connected to themselves, more confident in your erotic voice, and free to experience desire as a natural, sacred part of who they are. So I'll have the link to Kayla's offer page in the show notes if you want to check out more about that, or get booked to talk with her. I think she'll do consults, and then you can get signed up with that. And I love this because this is Kayla combining her sex therapy certification, which I'm working on. Hopefully I'll have it done by the end of 2025, which is very exciting. And also her witchier high priestess side of herself. So I love that combo, obviously. All right, if you want to work with me more directly and you don't live local to me, I'm offering these 12 12-session Tarot for Transformation live course. We'll be deep diving the first 12 of the major arcana cards all together as we embody archetypes and learn about how to transform ourselves through the tarot. So the full details will be in the show notes at a link. If you don't already know, I'm a sex and relationships therapist and coach, and I see individual and relational clients virtually all over from my home office. I love working with queer, poly, and witchy clients. So I love working with, individually with folks. A lot of my clients, or I'd say most of them, are polyamorous or working or utilizing E&M, so ethical non-monogamy. Some folks, that's why they're in therapy. A lot of the other ones are queer and witchy and have other things they want to work on, and they are polyamorous and they want a therapist that does not judge them in that way or try to convince them that they should just do monogamy because that'll solve everything. So if you want to work with someone that doesn't judge you, is witchy just like you, and helps you learn how to deal with any anxiety, chronic pain or illness, communication issues, self-advocacy, and sex, head to my website and book a free consultation now to start your journey. If you're interested in crafting your own tarot cards and learning how to do so, I did a whole hour-long workshop that you'll get the recording of with my step-by-step method, examples of the cards I've created, journaling questions, and a PDF to walk you all through it. So the link will be in the show notes to purchase that. Now I got to do it was so fun doing it live with folks, so you'll get to see some other folks that are in the live workshop that I did. But I've kind of packaged it all up and created this lovely workbook for you so that you can kind of have your own creative process, especially as we enter fall and winter, darker, colder seasons of the year, at least in the northern hemisphere. It's super helpful to have some fun indoor activities that are soothing, but also just like creative as we move into that space. Excuse me. If you're interested in my free PDF with the 2025 5-card tarot spread I created just for you, my lovely listeners, at the beginning of this year, you can get that by joining my newsletter list. My weekly newsletter always has the most up-to-date info on upcoming events, presentations, musings, and info and photos of my day-to-day life. And if you're local and you want to meet me in person, you can come to one of my Let's Talk Tarot meetup groups. Come chat with other tarot enthusiasts. We love to, bring your favorite decks and we'll play with tarot and oracle decks all together and maybe do readings for each other. If you're interested in celebrating the full moon, I'll be holding full moon women's circles for the rest of 2025. So join my colleague Izzy and I under the glow of the full moon for an evening of connection, reflection, and ritual. We'll be meeting at Thresholds Collective in Tacoma the first Sunday of the month to welcome in the full moon together. So we just had one yesterday on October 5th, so sorry if you missed out, but the next two are going to be October 2nd and December 7th. Tickets are live to grab those now through Eventbrite. So click on the link and get signed up if you want to come to the next ones. And you can find the links for any of these offers in the show notes or on my website, CamilleASaunders.com/everydaytarot, in addition to the images of the cards I pull on each episode. All right, so welcome to season 15, the final episode where I've been talking all about tarot and crystals. If you haven't listened to my other seasons yet, you can check those out. And today I am talking about amber. So we're going to go through the myth, the magic, the meaning, some tarot affiliation, and then we will pull a card and see what message amber has for us today. All right, and I will be referencing the Stones of the Goddess, 104 Crystals for the Divine Feminine, book by Nicholas Pearson. This has been my tome to get me through this season of tons of information. I've just had only a few gems that weren't in here, and there's a bunch that I didn't talk about but that are in here. So, all right, so amber, its magical uses are for protection, healing, courage, happiness, success, attraction, glamoury, luck, spirit contact, power, breaking curses, and abundance. The elemental signature associated with it are fire and spirit. The astrological signatures are the sun and Leo. The goddess archetypes are solar goddess, mother earth, great mother, goddess of love, crone, and ocean mother. And the formation process is organic or sedimentary. If you've ever watched the Jurassic Park movies, you will know about amber, that it is a solidified resin of extinct carnivorous trees. So, though not truly a rock or a mineral, amber is one of the most ancient ornamental gem materials, having been used since at least the Paleolithic era. So, hundreds of thousands of years ago. Varieties of amber range in color from yellow and gold to red and brown, with cream-colored, green, and nearly black hues also found. Amber is most famously found along the coast of the Baltic Sea, including Germany, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. It is also found along the shores of Denmark, Norway, and the UK. Other deposits of amber are found in Mexico, Lebanon, Myanmar, Canada, Sicily, and Australia, and newer deposits have been found in the Dominican Republic and Indonesia and are known as blue amber as they fluoresce so strongly in ambient light as to appear blue. That's very cool. I'm gonna have to look up blue amber now. True amber is considered a fossil, even though it has not undergone a process of petrification or mineralization, while other ancient plant resins are too young to be considered fossils. So examples of these relatives of amber include copal and kari gum, which do not have the resiliency of fossil resins. So amber has factored into many myths throughout history, is often found washed ashore as it floats in seawater. Oh, I didn't know that. For this reason, amber is considered a gift of the ocean mother. Baltic mythology records the image of the sea goddess Euryta's undersea palace being made of amber. In Norse mythology, Freya's tears were said to become amber when they fell into the sea. Freya is recorded as having a magical necklace named Bringsamen made of amber, and ancient goddess worshippers felt that this gem was sacred to the Great Mother, as amber was believed to contain the very spark of life. In fact, amber may be among the very first gemstones employed by early humans, as amber artifacts, some of which may be 10,000 years old, have been found in Africa, Asia, and Europe. Amber has a decidedly solar influence. Ancient people once believed that the amber formed as the rays of the sun congealed as it set over water. As a fossil resin, it once flowed like sap within the trunks of cone-bearing trees. So if you've ever climbed a tree and got tree sap on you, you'll understand what resin is. The viscous liquid was the lifeblood of the ancient plants. It carried the nutrients converted from immaterial sunlight into tangible energy and food. Thus, amber is literally a product of the sun's rays. It is as close to solidified sunlight as you can get. I love that. To the Baltic people, amber was intrinsically linked to the sun goddess Saul. This gem was also called the tears of Saul or the tears of the sun. She shed these tears when she witnessed horrific acts, violence, or tragedy, especially involving children, and also upon seeing the death of her sacred animal, the zaltis, a type of grass snake. Amber has been worn to draw the blessings of the solar goddess so that her protective gaze will ensure a happy and fruitful life. Though many stones can put us in touch with the principle of light, few also provide the warming quality of amber. Its bright, cheery disposition underscores its ability to break up stagnant cycles, purify your energy field, and uplift otherwise heavy emotions. Through the ages, amber has been credited for assisting in practically every magical aim possible, from luck and healing to protection and prosperity. It is a catch-all stone that lends strength to all wearers and workings. Wearing amber or placing it on your altar can lend additional powers to your spells. As night flees the rising sun rays, so is evil averted by amber's grace. Amber protects against harm and ill health, and it thwarts the effects of curses, the evil eye, and malevolent spirits. Amber does not encircle you in a protective barrier. Instead, it improves the resilience and integrity of your energy field by removing harmful influences, while at the same time brightening your spiritual body, or aura and energy field, so that no negativity can possibly affect you. Amber has been carried as a protective amulet since antiquity, and it continues to be used worldwide by magicians and lay people alike. Scott Cunningham suggests adding 9 pieces of amber to your bath water and soaking until the water has cooled entirely. Afterward, carry one of the stones to ensure your protection at all times. This stone can prevent meddlesome spirits from negatively impacting your life, as well as strengthen the bond between the witch and her familiar or guide. Amber's association with goddesses of love, such as Freya, also points to the gift of magnifying your natural beauty. Wearing amber boosts your self-esteem and self-confidence, which naturally makes us more attractive. It is an ancient talisman for ensuring fertility, and it can attract a new or romantic sexual partner. Since it draws out inner beauty so easily, amber can also be employed in glamoury to change your appearance via magical means. When rubbed vigorously with a cloth, amber generates an electrical charge that allows it to attract small objects like grain or ash or bits of paper. This resulted in its Greek name electron, from which the modern English word electricity is derived. It is an act of sympathetic magic. Amber can be used to attract good fortune, love, success, and money. Its golden hues are also linked to money magic, so it can be combined with other elements to manifest financial wealth and abundance, like perhaps emerald, like we talked about last episode. Among witches, amber is especially sacred. It is often paired with the more masculine jet. Together, they are the stones of the high priestess. Wearing amber can help attune to the current of life, the animating principle that flows through the entire universe. This is the breath and heartbeat of the great goddess herself. It is a key to ancient knowledge and can stimulate the remembrance of one's lineage and the genetic lessons and experiences passed down from one's ancestors. As a fossil, amber is connected to the memory and ancient wisdom of sediments, the crone of the triple goddess of stone. I think this may be why so many witches and pagans are attracted to amber. It awakens the soul's memory of having walked this path in previous lifetimes. However you use amber, know that it is among the most sacred of gems, despite not being a true mineral. It will enhance all of your magical workings and deepen your connection to the Great Mother. Lovely. Okay, so let's talk tarot affiliations for amber. So I would think of the Strength card because of sort of like the lions often depicted for its association with Leo. I would think of the Chariot because we have this sort of like fiery, again, like energy and sign associated with the Chariot. I would think of the Sun because, again, often depicted with cats or lions, or we just have that sun fiery energy, but also with death because of this sort of association with ancestors, or even like witch or magical heritage of that amber has here, of sort of like being things preserved from the past and kind of tapping into that. The other one I thought of was in Gabriella Herstick's deck, Goddess of Love Tarot. She renames the Knight to the Witch. And so I thought of the Witch of Wands, which would be the Knight of Wands, because we have this sort of like, witch element, and then wands, which are associated with like fire element. So I thought I would read from that one. So if the Maiden of Wands is the potential of the divine erotic, so the maiden would be like the page, the Witch of Wands acts as the potency of orgasm to bring this into creation. Because the wands are the realm of sex, magic, and fire, this illuminates the moment of touch, a climax that manifests new life and new dimensions. Remember your sexual power, your right to reclaim the body and its pleasure as holy. Choose your power, move into the state of awareness that you never believed you could attain. The Witch of Wands burns away preconceived notions of what's possible. This card can also signify someone in your life you can turn to who burns like the goddess's flame and who can help it awaken this in you. When this card, that's for the reversal. So it says, the affirmation is, I walk the path of the divine erotic, guided by my power, sexuality, and magic. And the journal question associated with it is, how does sexuality illuminate my spiritual path? So I just thought that was a good kind of connection there as well. So let's go ahead and pull a card and get the message for what Amber has to share with us. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card from the Herb Crafters Tarot. That's what I have near me. Actually, no. I'm going to pull from the Norse Goddess deck because that feels more fiery to me. So this is the Norse Goddess Rune Oracle by Rebecca Joy Stark and artwork by Sharon McLeod. It's a beautiful red deck with the tree of life on the back, or a tree. I'm trying to remember if it... Okay, so what message does Amber have for us today? Okay. All right. Well, I pulled Hell in reverse. She likes to come up for me. So this is Hagalaz, or Hell, which is all about chaos, destruction, and renewal. So this would be sort of, you know, perhaps the death or the tower card of this deck. So, Hagalaz, I am Hell, goddess of death, half beauty, half corpse. I cherish your last breath. Daughter of Loki, in the ice I reign true. May Hagalaz destroy what no longer serves you. All right, so Hell is the goddess of the underworld, who accepts all who arrive at her gates. She's the daughter of Angrboda and Loki, banished to Helheimr simply because of her parentage, and Hel is the goddess who cares for, nourishes, and provides a comfortable afterlife for those who have departed. The name derives from the Proto-Germanic word haljo, meaning concealed or hidden, dwells beneath one of the roots of the world tree Yggdrasil. So that's the tree depicted on the back of the cards. She is accompanied by her hound Garmr, who guards the gates to Helheimr and only permits entry to those who are worthy. Ravens are associated with death. Their jet black color is a symbol of darkness. So we see on the card, she is there. She's sort of like half corpse, half alive. She's got her hellhound, she has her ravens, and their skulls, and she has like a staff as well. Here one perches, so the raven perches on a mound of skulls as representation of the destruction of our old life. So Hell has the power over the 9 worlds and power over the death of the gods. Let's see here. Hell is cold, yet she opens her home to warmly welcome those who have departed. She accepts all, the goddess of death and rebirth. The afterlife is a symbol of what is to come once we emerge from the destruction of the old and step into the new. Hell extends a hand to you as you release the bonds of life and step into death. So, for the divination meaning, Hagalaz is the rune of chaos, meaning hail, as in the precipitation. It represents the brute force by which things are destroyed. It is the disruption of day to day, so this is more the tower aspect of the card, breaking down routines and habits that no longer serve you. This rune brings an upheaval, upsetting the status quo for the purposes of realigning you and bringing you closer to your higher purpose. Perhaps you are in a state of flux, or you have felt that things are falling apart at the seams. Trust that this is breaking down unhelpful situations, thoughts, and behaviors. You are going through an immense period of transformation, which is providing opportunities to learn and grow. Hagalaz can be uncomfortable as you lose control and feel helpless to stop the oncoming torrential hailstorm that threatens to wash you away. Trust that the storm will pass, yet work will be needed to rebuild and adapt to the changes in your life. It is a powerful transformation, often one that comes without warning, preparing you as you move towards your destiny. It gives you the foresight to see challenges as opportunities and obstacles as lessons from which you will learn much about yourself, your tribe, and what truly matters to you. As with all natural phenomenon, Hagalaz can be savage and unpredictable. Yet, in the face of disaster, humanity has shown its incredible ability to rise up, band together, and rebuild. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you too will overcome this challenge and rise up stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever. In the everlasting words of Eric Draven, played by Brandon Lee in the film The Crow, it can't rain all the time. So, thank you, Amber, for your message. We are in transition, right? We are perhaps feeling that loss of control and helplessness of thinking of like a literal hailstorm, and the power and kind of brutalness of that. And also, right, like the storm will pass. we will need to rebuild and adapt to changes in our life, but we are in this place of transformation. It's preparing us as we move towards our destiny. It gives you the foresight to see challenges as opportunities and obstacles as lessons from which you will learn much about yourself. So, thank you for that message, Amber. All right, so if you'd like to join me on the journey of using the tarot for transformation, the link will be in the show notes to check that out. We'll be working together for 12 weeks of calls and journaling to discover what happens. We want to transform our lives through the tarot. Links for the tarot decks I talk about will always be in the show notes and on my website if you'd like to look at them or purchase them. And thanks for joining me today on Everyday Tarot. Just as a reminder, the podcast comes out daily, Monday through Friday for all of 2025. You can email me, me@CamilleASaunders.com, with your thoughts, questions, and more. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.